Hey, how's it going, everybody? Got a couple of really cool things to show you guys that I snatched today at my swap meet and a yard sale. I'm going to start with the yard sale item first. Got this for cheap. This was the same lady I got television stuff from, and she was having her yard sale again, but this time I had to stand and wait. But for a damn good reason, is that I was not leaving without this. And I'm wondering if that's maybe why she just took my deal, as in everybody was kind of pissed, as in there was a lot of people there standing around waiting for her to show up, because basically her husband's a goddamn idiot and he didn't know the prices on anything, which kind of makes her an idiot too for not telling him the prices on everything. I'm in Arizona, need I say more? Anyways, for pretty much $6, as in traded her a game that I paid only $1 for and $5, man. I got Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yes, it has been a very good fur day for me, but a bad fur day for Conker. So, first mega score. Now this other thing, I lucked out big time, man. I was half surprised that I was still there. As in, people in my town are freaking ignorant when it comes to antiques or anything like that of value. And the guy that was selling it had no clue on it. He didn't take time to research on it or anything to find out the value, man. He just wanted a quick buck. So anyways, last time I was down there, this guy's at the swap meet pretty much every weekend, and he's got all kinds of tools, and he also occasionally has old military rifles and stuff, like M1 Grands and whatnot. So he collects stuff like that, and that's pretty much what he knows is his rifles and tools. Anyways, he had what he figures to be, and I'm thinking it's either that or older, a World War II or possibly older samurai sword. As in, like, he was figuring it was maybe World War II officer's sword, which could be, as in it does have a little serial number on it. Other than that, man, I don't care. World War II, older, I don't care, because I got it for cheap. Started looking at it again, and he didn't recognize me from last time. He's an old dude. I think he's like late 70s, early 80s. He just looked really old. So, oh, if you want that, you can have it for $100. That's all I'm asking. Which was like, damn. So I started looking over it, and it's like, I didn't even have to say anything. I just kept looking it over because I wanted to make sure that it was authentic, as in check to make sure everything looked handmade on it, nothing was done on a machine, which everything about this is handmade. Very, very nicely handmade. As in big freaking blade, thick freaking blade, sharp blade, blade that you can hold up like this and just let your arm drop and lop off somebody's arm or leg. As in heavy. So as I was looking over is all, well, if you can't afford 100, would you take 90 for it? And it's like, I looked up, okay, I'll take it, dude. And then he was shouting out the prices, man. I didn't want somebody else to hear it say, oh, I'll pay you freaking 70 for it or whatever. So I went at 90 and got myself a real, genuine samurai sword, or just Japanese sword, man. And pretty unique too. This is what was kind of selling me on it. I've only seen a couple, and that's searching around online on eBay and other sites that have not just maybe cord wrapped, as in just cord like string cord type wrapped scabbard and handle, as in most of them the scabbard's lacquer or whatever, and then the handle's wrapped in the usual way, just crisscross. This one, the whole scabbard has been wrapped in what looks like to be woven hemp. And it's got this neat checker pattern going through the entire scabbard and the handle. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but looking at the back of it here, that's where it's been glued. The glue looks really freaking aged. Really aged. Same thing on the handle. And it's got these cool fittings here. There's one here that's got the hanger there for putting on a sling or whatnot. And this just has the one. I've seen some that have two of them, like one up here and one in the middle or one at the other end. And then fancy looking end cap. And all the metal parts have these animals on it that are either painted silver or looks to be gold leaf. As in, now that I got it under a light here, I can tell it's gold leaf paint. It's not just paint. And on the silver, it almost looks like it's silver leaf paint. And here it's got... Can't make out some of the animals. Some of them look like maybe deer or whatever, and then there's like a piggy. Maybe they slaughtered a hog with it, don't know. Maybe it was a pig farmer, who knows, man. I'm a fat guy, so if it was a pig farmer and they were using this to get bacon, kick ass, man. Cool enough. And really shows a lot of the age there too. There's not heavy rust, but just kind of light rust patterns up in there on all of them, where it's been heated together, welded or whatever. And then the hand guard, it's all cast iron, cast steel or whatever, and hard to tell from where the light's hitting it here since I have a light right above, but looking at it from the bottom, it's not horrible rust, but I can see rust in there, as in it's cast iron or whatever. Otherwise, really friggin' fancy. Those are little hearts going around. And then the blade on this, I'm going to say, I ain't got a tape measure, but I'm guessing it is about 1 centimeter thick starting at the handle. And then gradually, and I mean gradually, tapers down to the end of the blade. It is a chopper. And the blade is in beautiful shape. It's just got some really, really light spotting of rust here and there. Probably where somebody has handled it, as in touched it with their fingers and didn't clean it off. So if you find something like this, it's not stainless steel, man. This stuff will rust, so anytime you're handling it, wipe the blade down. Because just the oil from your fingers will leave spots, and that's what it looks like, but not too bad. And there's no nicks going down the blade. And I tossed my piece of paper, but about, I'd say, 1 foot down the blade from the tip, still pretty damn sharp, man. I was able to just with paper. Once I get in this area, it starts getting a little dull. Other than that, man, for its age, it's still got a pretty damn good edge. Hasn't been owned by a tweaker, so hasn't been friggin' resharpened like a lot of the old knife-related or sword-related things I find around here. And as you can see there, those little spots going down the blade, that's the temper pattern. And got to really have the light hit it good to see it. It's pretty light, which that's from its age. Big diff between this and the new made ones that I have, man. You can tell it's been done on a machine, as in really, really profound temper patterns going down the blade, which almost is just too much. This is light enough to where it just makes it look that much cooler and shows that this sucker was freaking sharp as hell. And I forget what this piece is called. Yeah, it might be showing up like it's got spots of rust or whatever on it in the video here, because can't get too close here, got too much shit around me, but that's all painted up to look kind of like a almost a camouflaged kind of stone pattern. Really pretty. And then it's got the serial number of 0011 stamped into one side of it. So stop here. Oh, another thing. That threw me at the swap meet. Because he was under a tent and I couldn't tell, couldn't get enough light shine in there. But I thought that was plastic, which was, ah, crap, it's just a really fancy fake. That's bone. It's a piece of bone that's been put on there, and then, as you can kind of see, The cutout there is pretty rough. That's because it was done by hand with a little saw. And if you look inside of it, you can definitely tell it's bone. Little knife here. Very cool little knife with a dragon on it. And can't tell if the dragon is brass or copper or what, as in it's pretty darkened up from age, but it's real fancy. And that little knife's pretty thick too. Nothing like the ones that you get with the new made ones, where it's just a thin piece of metal that's been sharpened usually. So, if that doesn't give you guys and gals incentive to hit the swap meets and flea markets and thrift store, well, you wouldn't find that at a thrift store, but just yard sales and shit, man. Sure as hell makes me want to get out again. I spent every cent I had today, but damn, I haven't scored this good in a long time. I've always wanted a samurai sword that's real, so I'm happy as hell. And happy as hell that I can play the Alcoholic Squirrel game again. Too cool. Catch you guys and gals later.